Before we begin, let's get one thing out of the way.
Larry Bird said that there will be another Larry Bird one day. And Larry, there will never, ever, ever be another Larry Bird.
Magic Johnson said that in 1993. And 25 years later, Luka Doncic was drafted to the NBA, and their similarities were undeniable.
Luka's got a pass with the basket all the way to the hole.
Wait a minute, Luka.
I've never compared a player to him until now. I'm talking about pace, court vision, and versatility.
Oh my goodness. What a find by Luka.
That play right there, that's what gave me the Larry Legend flashbacks. I was like, I've seen that before. And I'm not saying it because of their skin, I'm saying it because of their pace. Larry Bird, in the modern game, if he was facing the floor as the primary ball handler, he would look like Luka.
And although Luka Doncic has a long way to go before he's even considered in the same breath as Larry Bird, I'm about to show you why Luka Doncic is uniquely worthy of this comparison. Because later in the video, Luka had a game so impossibly great that not even Michael Jordan, Wilt Chamberlain, or even Larry Bird himself can say they've had. But anyone who's ever watched both Larry and Luka play can all see one glaring similarity.
He does have one thing that Bird has. It stands out so big. It's that killer dog instinct. Yes. And he got it. I don't care who you line up across him. He doesn't care. He is going to be an assassin. You know exactly what he's going to try to do, and he's going to get it done. That's the type of player Larry Bird was, and that's the type of player we're identifying and seeing in Luka in today's game.
Richardson, left side of the floor. Luka's three. It's a ring. And it's to Boston again.
Going to get down. I would be afraid to play against Luka. I'm telling you personally, that's how good he is. He's this much below Larry Bird, or maybe that much. But Larry Bird would put fear in me and everyone else just like Luka does. And I watch him going, man, this dude, every move Kevin McHale's ever had plus, and he can put the ball in the basket.
And not only can Luka score like Larry, but he does it while talking trash like Larry too.
So Larry got in the game one time, and for some reason Chuck Daly puts me in, and Larry looks around and goes, "You on me?" I said, "Yeah, I got size on you right now. I've been watching every move." He goes, "Y'all not double teaming?" And he's looking around. He goes, "Yo." I go, "Nah, it's just me, fella." He goes, "Mouse in the house. Mouse in the house." And they change the play, and he catches the ball. He does this. And he shoots it. He says, "Sal, you better ask for a double team, bro."
That was just one of many Larry Bird trash talking stories. And Luka Doncic already has an iconic trash talking story of his own. After Game 5 of the Western Conference semifinals, Luka's Dallas Mavericks were down 3-2 in the best-of-7 series to the number 1 seeded Phoenix Suns. During the game, Phoenix's best player, Devin Booker, trolled Luka by laying on the floor and exaggerating like he was really hurt, and then said a phrase that will forever live in infamy. The Luka Special. After that game, Luka walks back to the locker room and in front of all of the cameras and media yells, "Everybody acting tough when they up." The sheer confidence to say something like that, even after a loss in a 3-2 deficit against the number 1 seeded team in the NBA, is a mentality that even Michael Jordan himself would respect.
That's the sign of a good man. If you can talk shit when it's even score, or talk shit when you're behind score. When you're ahead, it's easy to talk. Let's see if all that trash talking starts when it's 0-0.
After Luka Doncic said what he said, he proceeded to win Game 6 and Game 7 to send the Phoenix Suns home in one of the worst blowouts in NBA history. Now, every time Luka puts on a show against any given team, it will forever be called the Luka Special.
We're going to be seeing this photo for a long time. This shot will hang on permanent display in the Museum of Ass Kickings.
I call him Luka Legend, like Larry Legend. He is very comparable to Larry Bird. Both could handle the ball, both could run and initiate the offense, both were tremendous passers, both can shoot with distance. Neither one is what we would call today athletic. They don't jump that high, they aren't that fast, but because of their basketball IQ, because of their craftiness, because of their strength, they can override their lack of athleticism.
Now let's point out the elephant in the room. The real reason for the Luka Doncic Larry Bird comparison. The one I've been trying to avoid all video. The most obvious and undeniable thing that ties Luka and Larry together is the step back jump shot. How, you may ask? Well, the shot that Luka Doncic perfected, Larry Bird invented. Yes, Larry Bird was the first player ever to do a step back jump shot. It was so deadly, just look what it did to this defender.
Bird could get to any spot that he wanted to and hit you with that step back fadeaway.
Larry had the greatest step back I ever saw, you know, because he would give it to you on your left, and then he would step back and let it go.
And see, people don't realize how big Larry was either.
6'10".
Yeah. He was 6'10", shooting that. It was nothing you could do about it.
Tell us about it, Sneak. Tell us about Larry Bird.
Seems like you have some experience on this topic.
Wonder why they're all laughing? Because look what Larry's step back jump shot did to the human highlight film Dominique Wilkins.
Trying to have a big night. Dominique fell down, that left Bird wide open, and so he buries it.
Ouch. But it doesn't stop there. Dominique Wilkins was on the wrong side of Larry Bird's highest scoring game ever.
I give you a game. Well, Kevin McHale scored 57 one night. So Bird said, I'm going to break your record against Atlanta. I'm like, won't get 55, not here, you know. Well,
some free chili.
He got so hot in that game. I've never seen a guy get that hot before. You talk about that patented step back. He was doing that step back. He was scoring anywhere on the floor that he wanted.
2:05 remaining in the third. Bird for the bomb. Got it again, a three-pointer. You're seeing the greatest in the game, Larry Bird. And there are people like Bob Cousy, Casey Jones, Red Auerbach, who think he's the best ever.
Bird got his own, and he started calling his shots. He started saying off the glass. That was the one game that I think he tortured Dominique. He saw Dominique, this up-and-coming player, and he just tortured him mentally. He was calling shots off the glass, who's next, where you want this one from, and he just made one after another. When he got to about the 55th point, you knew it was something special. His last shot, he said, in the trainer's lap, coming down the court, which meant it was going to be a three and it was going to be awful deep. And then he said, who wants it? And I think Ricky Brown, I'm not for sure who it was, ran out after him. And he shot this high rainbow. It goes in. Ricky bumps into him and accidentally knocks him on our trainer's lap. So it was exactly what he said. It was an accident, but it was almost fate. And they show a shot of our bench. Cliff Livingston and Eddie Johnson are standing up giving each other high fives. It was pretty awesome.
Larry Bird had a career high 60 points that game.
With 3 seconds, Bird will try another jumper and hit it at the buzzer. Bird has 60 points. It is the greatest shooting exhibition I've ever seen in my life.
Which brings me to Luka Doncic's best game ever.
They have been playing basketball in the NBA for more than 75 years. And tonight, what Luka Doncic gave us has never been seen before in the league.
With 33 seconds left in the fourth quarter, Luka Doncic and the Dallas Mavericks were losing by 9 points. A deficit that no team in the last 20 seasons has ever come back from with such little time on the clock.
Bro, we were getting lit up. We were getting smoked.
But the Mavericks came down, hit a quick three-pointer, and Luka immediately forces a jump ball on the inbound pass. And then this happened.
And they call a jump ball. Possession, 20 seconds to go. Hardaway, three-pointer. Short, Doncic on the follow. Banks it home and a foul. He got fouled. 50 for Doncic.
Dude's going for like 40, then 50. You know what I'm saying? It's like a frantic dash to like tie the game.
Looking, that's close to 5 seconds. Dinwiddie gets it. Dinwiddie fires up the three. Oh, it's good. Dinwiddie knocks it.
We had like 9 points in like 2 seconds.
And after the other team hit 2 more free throws, Luka Doncic ends up on the free throw line with only 4 seconds left on the clock. He makes the first, but they're still down by 2 points. So now Luka needs a miracle. His only chance to win the game would be to intentionally miss a free throw, beat 5 people to the ball, grab his own rebound, and somehow hit a shot in 4 seconds.
Now the Knicks need a defensive rebound. Deflected ball loose. Still loose. Doncic. Oh, he puts it in. He puts it in to tie the game. Unbelievable. And we're going overtime.
And that's exactly what he did.
Think about how deflating that is, right?
For sure.
Like, to even get to overtime. You had a big lead. We actually tied the game. We get to overtime. Luka got to have 50 at the time, right? I don't know how much he scored in overtime, but he's got to have 50, 52, something like that, going crazy. He starts calling out what he's going to do.
No way.
Because it takes like, you got to be really nice to do that.
Like that's some Larry Bird shit.
Oh, yeah, like I'm sitting right here, and he's like, Spence, watch what I do to him. I'm finna go down. I'm going to post up, one leg fade.
Doncic fakes. Doncic drives. Falling away. Puts it up. Puts it in. Luka Doncic. He's got 58.
Hey, listen, man. LD got game, bro.
Luka Doncic dropped 60 points as the Mavericks hold on to win that game. This once-in-a-lifetime comeback, combined with this game-tying shot to lead a team to victory with not only 60 points and 10 assists, but also 21 rebounds, the only 60-20-10 game ever recorded, will go down as one of the greatest individual performances of all time. So when we compare Luka Doncic to Larry Bird, don't take it as disrespect to Larry Bird. Take it as the ultimate compliment. Because not only was this possibly the greatest individual game ever, but Luka Doncic is on pace to be one of the greatest players ever. It's just a matter of time.
We're going to talk about Luka. He will be in the conversation for best player in the world. So I call him a new age version of Larry Bird.
Even former Boston Celtic Cedric Maxwell, who played 6 seasons and won 2 championships alongside Larry Bird, had this to say about Luka Doncic. You can quote me. This is Larry Bird reincarnated.
You got to take the compliment that is coming from that comparison. All the greats, if you are compared to another great, guess what they're saying? Congratulations, we think you're great. It's actually the rites of passage.
Fortunately, and one of the best things about Luka is you never hear him brag about being great. It's always other people. He lets his game do all of the talking.
In the corner, Luka! Oh! Goes in! How did he do it? How did he do it? That is Luka magic!
So when Luka was asked if he thinks he's Larry Bird reincarnated, he said, "You can't compare me to Larry Bird, you know, with all of the things he's done. I just want to keep hooping and having fun out there playing basketball." But is he right? Or is he just being humble?
There are so many similarities to the game, but to compare him, you start to look at legacy versus like who he is right now. Now, Luka's got a long way to go before he could be in a conversation with Larry Bird, but are there skill similarities? Yes.
Now, if you agree that it's too early to compare the two, that's understandable. But Mark Jackson, who played 15 years in the NBA and is the 6th all-time leader in assists, has already seen enough from Luka Doncic.
One of Larry Bird's best friends in life is Rick Carlisle, the former coach of the Dallas Mavericks, who made the statement comparing Luka to Bird. Size, strength, toughness, competitive spirit, not afraid of the bright lights. I don't want to point at anybody on the top 50 list, but he's better than some of those guys.
Right.
And I watched some of those guys.
Right.
When they matched up against the Clippers in the playoffs, I'm sitting there saying Kawhi, Paul George, Pat Beverly.
Yeah.
They got guys.
Morris.
They got guys that's not only going to defend them, but they're going to try to beat him up.
Right.
And I want to see how he's going to respond because I'm not sure he's ever faced this type of pressure defensively that he's about to face.
Right.
He put on a clinic, almost like they were little kids trying to defend him.
Right.
That record was identical to their home record, 21 and 15. Drive by Luka, a foul on Patrick Beverly.
Where he imposed his will on them and took everything that they had to offer and was the best player.
Back to Doncic. Doncic pulls up, three-pointer. Bang! Bang! It's good! Doncic wins the game at the buzzer!
Luka Doncic is the real deal.
To make every pass, to feel like you could make every shot, to do so without being fleet of foot, to do so with kind of a cockiness, arrogance, but confidence that is infallible, to raise your team to greater heights than previously discovered, that was Larry Bird. That's Luka Doncic.
2 seconds left. Into Bird. He fires. Yes! And the Celtics win!
Got to get it in. Here's Luka. Gets it away. It's good! A Doncic dagger!
But if you just kind of release yourself from the have to be exact comparisons of the world, and you're just honest and real with yourself, you'll go, Luka's the closest thing we've had to Bird since Bird. And when we had Bird, the sport was at its absolute peak. I think that's there for the league. But I think one reason it's there is that guy reminds a lot of people, myself included, of Larry freaking Legend.
Here's Doncic. Oh! Are you kidding me?
It's like he's in his back guard. He's not from this planet.